New Thought Media Network proudly presents Lindsay Leimbach, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And now, here's Lindsay.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to PIP, practicing infinite possibilities, new possibilities, creating stuff. What is there? Infinite stuff going on. You wake up in the morning and you think it's a new day, and every day is a new day. And you can even break it down to it's a new breath. In this new breath, what am I going to do? Because the universe gives you infinite possibilities. So I want to thank New Thought Media Network for having me. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to YouTube. Wherever you're seeing me, I really appreciate it. Feel free to put in some comments. I see people are popping on, which is awesome. Welcome, Dad. Hey, it's raining in Florida, and where they live, it's interesting because on the other side, they live on the West Coast. They need rain, and on the East Coast of Florida, they have had too much rain, right? Infinite possibilities. And welcome, Kevin. Celebrate the new day. Celebrate this Friday. And if it's not Friday when you're watching this, take a breath and celebrate the day you're in, because the present moment, the now, is all you have, right? The now. This is where creation comes. I just am excited about that. So we are going to be talking about, here I got the cover off, the 7 spiritual laws of success. And today we're going to talk about intention, which is something we talked about last week, which was episode 40. And then we're going to talk about detachment. Now, those are very interesting because how do you have intention and detachment? Oh, before I go, and I just want everyone to say hi to Baba. See the sweetest infinite possibilities of love with your dog, right? So we're going to go in there. Now, I did have an intention and a detachment in my life, in that I asked people to manifest hearts. And I really like to start with some of the hearts that people have manifested and sent to me. So let me show you some of these. They're really good ones. Keep sending them. I love this one. Do you see it right there in the middle? It's in the sidewalk, and what we would consider concrete, right? And there it is, this beautiful heart. Let me show you a different one. Look at this awesome one. Someone squirted out their shaving cream, and we're like shocked. They're like, oh my God, look at it. I don't know if it's shaving cream. You know what? It could have been dish soap. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it was, they squirted it out of the bottle, and what did they create? A heart. Now this one is one that I got. Look at this. I went out for ice cream. Who here's ever had thrifty ice cream? So good. And it's still inexpensive. This big scoop was only like $2.50. And I looked down, and on the cone it says joy, which is one of my very favorite words, right? I love joy. And in the middle was a heart. So if I didn't have the intention that I'm looking for hearts and really looking for love and looking for these things, that wouldn't have popped out. I've gotten thrifty ice cream before. I never noticed that there was even a word joy on it, no longer heart. But because I have programmed into my mind, into my reticular activating system, gratitude in the morning as part of my spiritual practice, and to look for hearts, that these things are what pop up into me. And we get to choose. We get to choose what we're creating by our intention. And then through our detachment, I just allow the universe to bring it towards me. Now, something else I have created and I've told you all about are my ducks. And why I really, really like ducks is because ducks can float on the river of life, right? They float on the river of life. And then if they bump into a wall, this rubber duck will just bounce off and go around. It doesn't start cursing the wall and saying, get out of my way. It just says, well, let me figure out a different route. And that's what we do in our journey. When we run into the wall, if we curse the wall, we're stuck staring at the wall. That doesn't help us. We learn to then adjust our sails, adjust our rudder, whatever metaphor you want to say, and go around the wall. We become detached to trying to do a straight line. We end up flowing. Also with rubber ducks, that when you drop them in, if they hit an eddy and they go under, you know what? They're going to pop back up. And that's true for us, to have that trust in life that when something bad is happening and an experience is happening, I promise you it will end. It's impermanence. Change is always happening. And as I was talking to my girlfriend about ducks last week, she said to me, you know what, Lindsay, what's so cool is if you hit an eddy, when you pop back up, you don't pop back up in the same place. And I was like, oh my God, that's so exactly right. When you hit that eddy in your life and it pulls you underwater, you know what? It throws the energy, throws you out at a different location, not in the eddy anymore. And then I like to think that we have wisdom. If you can have self-reflection, if you can look at it and observe that eddy, we'll go, wow, that was not the step I want to take again. You don't curse that you took it the first time because it's already done. It's in your past. You use it as infinite possibilities to learn from it and to grow because you've popped up. You are different. I was talking to one of my mindfulness clients the other day, and he had made an error in his life, and we'll just say like 6 months ago, but he and other people were still beating himself up for it now. And I said, you're not the same person. Who are you beating up? Because you've made so much self-improvement. The person sitting in the chair today has popped out of that eddy and is in a different location. So when you are having that negative self-talk or beating yourself up, who are you beating yourself up? Well, you're thinking about the old person. So we'll just call him Fred. Fred 3 months ago or 6 months ago. And you're talking to that Fred, what a person, you've done a bad job. I can't believe you did that. But you're reliving and beating up the old Fred. You're the new Fred. You've already adjusted your sails. You've already done what we talked about at I'll get it. Not amendment. Not amendment. I say the word wrong. Amendment. Oh, well, you know what word I'm trying to say. You're bringing balance into your life. Yes, you carry the karmic energy from the past, but in the present day, you're a different person with that karmic energy. So you need to stop beating yourself up and give yourself permission to reward who you are and the possibilities right now. So, let me see. Got a nice comment coming in. Every day is a game of duck, duck, goose. Kevin, that is so funny. You are so right. Every day it is duck, duck, duck. We're always in the motion, but it's a different day. It's a different day, but we are in the motion of being a spiritual being in a human body, right? So every day we're in that, and we need to recognize in the motion. So I want to go back to the intention. Now, why do I love my ducks so much? And I think I showed you guys this in the past, but I want to show you again. This is my mom drinking a drink that she got at a very nice restaurant, and it had this little duck in it. And here's a picture of the duck when it was served to us. Is that so cute? So I just attached, not only do ducks mean the floating and the ability to go into the eddies and coming back up and recognizing, I attached it to being family and fun. So guess what I got in the mail 2 days ago? Is that hysterical? A whole box of little ducks. So in my class yesterday, and I want to thank you very much for the person who sent me all my ducks. in my class yesterday, I have a whole group of people, and I said, everyone take a duck for themselves to remind that we are in the flow of life, and you have to go with the flow. You have intention that you're going down the stream, but you might need to go this way and that way. And so you become detached and you find the way of least resistance. And then when you get in the eddy, then you pop back up. And then I said, think about someone you can give a duck to. So I already gave a whole bunch of these ducks out. So now I have ducks all coming around California, and we're spreading it. So, oh, my sister, she's in a stuck place. Oh, my best friend's in a stuck place. I'm like, take the ducks, spread the good, right? So it's really like the hearts. What you think about, you bring about, right? I was thinking about ducks. I've talked about ducks. I say how they're positive, and then more ducks come to me. Why do they come to me? Is because my intention is to give them back out. Now, that is also true with finances, right? So as I give out finances and I talk about how I'm giving not from fear, this is the most important thing. When you have intention, and we're leading an intention, it is not the creation of seeing things from fear, because then you get fear back. Right? That's the law. The law is that how you put it out is how it comes back. So people that have a lot of anger in their life tend to get a lot of anger back. But people who have a lot of giving and kindness in their life, they get a lot of goodness and kindness back into their life. So awesome. So powerful. So many infinite possibilities, because you are the creator. I always like to say, God is the paint, your body is your temple, is your paintbrush, but you're the creator that gets to paint with the paintbrush. And your life, what you see around you, is the painting you've made. Look around. What do you see? And if you don't like it, don't freak from it. Don't get upset. Don't blame. Don't shame. Don't guilt yourself, because then you're painting with green paint of guilt and orange paint of shame. And then you're painting a picture more of that. You have to, yes, take a breath, be totally responsible, and then say, I have the power to shift to paint with kindness. Yes, love and empathy and compassion and forgiveness and all these wonderful things we can paint with. But when you don't know what to paint with, pick up kindness. Kindness. It is really the easiest one for me. Gratitude and kindness. I don't want to say just kindness. Gratitude and kindness are the two easiest ones for me to paint with. If I go into gratitude and I am thankful, then what I do is I start receiving gratitude. If I go into kindness and I'm kind to myself, I'm programming good programs in my head, and I'm also giving out kindness, and then I receive kindness. This is super kind. That someone sent me this, that's so super kind, because they knew that I would enjoy it and like it, but they also knew that they sent me a lot, not so I can hoard them and hold them. It's so I can give them and share them with other people. So the kindness grows. The kindness grows. It's so phenomenal. Light doesn't need to give away its light. Light can light something else so it can spread its light. That's kindness, guys. Okay, let me give you our quotes of the day. Let's see what they are. I love to have quotes. Oops, not that one. I got this. I got to go. It's called banners. I go to the banners. Let me read you the quotes of the day. They're down here. Okay, who said this? The only way to find true happiness is to let go of the things that cause you pain. And what causes you pain? Think about it. And who said that? What causes you pain? Greed, expectations, attachment, anger, sorrow, right? They cause you pain. They magnify. It doesn't mean that you can't have these feelings, But you want to make sure that you can recognize and hold them and don't give them more power. Process them and then change them and let them go. Okay, so it's not about denial. It's important that we're not talking about denial. Letting go is not denial. Letting go is when you can hold what is bothering you and you can process it, and then you can transform and you can let go of the pain, but you can keep the lesson. Let go of the pain, but keep the lesson. And that means that it did happen to you, but you're letting go of the suffering. So who do you think said that one? How about this one? I'll give you one more. When you attach yourself to something, you are resisting change, and change is inevitable. That's what impermanence is, right? People say, well, everything is impermanent. What they're saying is everything is in the process of changing. You are, the earth is, everything. Karma is, energy is, sound is, everything is changing. I guess the only thing that doesn't change is change, right? My internal higher self is changing for the better, expressing itself better, right? So this is such a wonderful thing. So when you resist change, change is happening, and it takes a lot of energy to resist change. My kids are not going to grow up. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to let my marriage change. I'm not going to let my best friend change. I'm not going to let my dogs change. We're going to do the same holiday exactly the same, but you can't do it that way, even if it's a tradition, because the people within the tradition has changed. So therefore, the tradition can be the intention, but you have to be detached, and then you can have the intention of a tradition and let it grow into something even more marvelous and more wonderful. That is so cool. So I'm not saying that you throw out the tradition, but I am saying that you understand that that's your intention, but you have to be detached from the outcome. Okay, so let me come down here and say who said these. The only way you can find happiness is to let go of the things that cause you pain. The Buddha, right? And I'm sure lots of other wonderful people, including your mother, your grandmother, and your dad, and probably your dog, if your dog could talk to you. And when you attach yourself to something, you are resisting change, and change is inevitable. Now, the Buddha could have said that too, but that was Eckhart Tolle. Both of these gentlemen had their higher self, and they were in their higher self, and they were expressing higher consciousness. So when they said these things, who's really saying it? You. You're saying it, because it's their higher self, and we're all connected to the higher self. We have the capability to have that wisdom inside of us. I was listening to Reverend Melissa this morning, and she did a fabulous job on New Thought Media Network. And she comes on, just so you know, at 7:30 my time. So an hour and a half before my show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday. So she does it every day, what's amazing. And she was talking about, I really what she said was, what we think about, we bring about. That's a fundamental understanding, but it's more than that. She's like, silence. You have to go into silence. And so what you think about, you bring about, doesn't make you enlightened. It doesn't make you higher consciousness, because you can be thinking from fear and greed and anger. And so, yeah, you might bring that about, but that is not a fun playground to play in. I want to play in the playground where it's the higher consciousness of kindness and forgiveness and seeing the interconnection of everything. And where do you get that? Actually, you get it from not what I'm doing right now, which is talking a lot. You get it from silence. Because what I'm hoping I'm doing with PIP, practicing infinite possibilities, is helping you and helping myself. I'm always learning to wake up our inner knowing, to wake up our higher consciousness. It is always there, but we don't listen to it all the time. Actually, I think most of us don't listen to it at all. I don't mean to be judgmental, but as the human experience, when we go out into the world, we're taking in everyone else's thoughts. And by taking in their thoughts through advertising and music and our religions and our culture and our neighborhoods and our schools, as we take that all in, then we start holding it as our truth. And the truth is that we get to choose if it's our truth. We should sit in that silence and allow those thoughts to come in and then radiate. Does that feel right to me? And that's a big part of the laws, the 7 laws of spiritual success, is as you're doing these laws, you're the person who has to register, is this working? How does it feel? How's it feel in my heart? So when you hold something, you have an intention. You say, well, is this my intention for the day, or something is coming on? Hold it in your hand, like an open hand, and you can actually even take like a rock or something like that and say, I need to hold this. I'm in a lot of pain right now, and this is representing it. How is it working for me? And then let your thoughts open up in your silence and start seeing where it's radiating. How does your gut feel about it? How's your heart feel about it? Are you feeling tense? Or actually this thought, and you're just allowing it to breathe, you're allowing it to let go. And then you're giving yourself some space for the change. If you're in pain, then you want to give yourself some space and some silence for it to dissipate, for it to calm down, to allow your amygdala, which is where your stress is hold, allow that to calm down. So then you can connect your higher self with your heart and your gut, and you can start listening to your higher self. And then from there, you make your intention, and then you make your action. And then you become detached, because you might say what you want, but you can't make how it happens. That's the universal, beautiful energy power of God, the God in you. So when we even say, like, let's say I was talking about painting a picture. If I put blue up and I'm painting with blue, and then I put yellow up and I'm painting with yellow, and they come together and they become green. Why? Why do they come green? Because you say, well, blue and yellow come green. Yeah, that's right. But why? Why do those two colors become green and red and yellow become orange? It's just this universal law that's part of the human experience, and it just happens. So when you put forgiveness and love together, you get growth. You get growth and change. You get centeredness. When you put kindness out there, right, and a calming breath, what happens? You're painting a picture, and your whole world, the drama starts to dissipate. We were talking, my husband and I were talking about a friend, and it's like the only time he ever responds back to us if there's an emergency. And in his life, he has one emergency after the next. I mean, I have, but he has so much drama in his life, and he's a great human being. And he has such the capability of manifesting, and he manifests great things, but it's always based on this whole drama. And he said, another drama. I just said, because that's all he knows. He doesn't realize that he only responds to drama and acts to drama. Therefore, the universe only gives him drama to respond to. Think about it. So go into that silence. I want to show you guys this. It's called Getting There for Teens, a guide for success and fulfillment today and every day by Lisa Coffey. And she does coffee talk. She's fabulous. She's written like 16 books. So she wrote this about detachment. And I'm going to read it to you because it's just so good. The law of detachment is about faith and trust. Faith and trust. It is about giving up control and allowing the universe the space it needs to do its stuff. In order for us to acquire anything in the physical world, we must relinquish the attachment to it. Okay, what does that mean? It means don't get stuck on having something where and when the way you want to have it. So you have your intention, right? But you have to then release the control. I want to make green, so I put blue and yellow together. That's my intention. But why does it happen? I don't know. But does it happen? Yes, it does. I just want to show you this. Who here buys lotto tickets? Here's my lotto ticket. Who here buys them? Well, my intention is that I will win this lotto. And then I become detached and I say, if it is meant to happen, the universe will allow my numbers to come up. I don't need to buy, 100 lotto tickets. I just need to buy one. And if it is the intention of my higher self for me to have this experience, and that is the way it's played out, then I'll win. Now, I do believe, in my opinion, the people that win the lotto have a lot of karma, and there's been a lot of things going on in their life for that journey to happen. But I don't know. Maybe it's part of my journey. So I buy the one lotto ticket and then I let it go. And when it doesn't happen, and it hasn't happened in the past, however, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen today, I am not upset by it. I just say, oh, that's not the journey for me now. What am I meant to do now? What is in front of me now? I'm going to read on because she talks about goals. And that's why I did intention and detachment together, because we have intention. We don't just detach. We put things forward, but then we release to the universal energy that is so much bigger than ourselves, right? So much bigger than ourselves. Yes, it is good to set goals. Yes, it is good to have desires and intentions. But after that, the idea is to give up our attachment to the outcome. There's something, this or better. Everyone say to me, this or better. Put your intention and say, this or better. By saying or better means that you're flexible to allow it to unfold in the highest and divine way. That is so cool. Take action and then forget about what you want to happen. That's where the faith and the trust come in. You need to totally know that spirit is working for our good. Spirit is working for our good. Okay. It is the law, and will always provide us with what we need when we need it. And you're like, but Lindsay, I got hit on the head. Maybe that's what you need. Now, I'm not doing blaming or shaming or anything like that, but change is an inside job. And if you don't like the picture on the outside, then work on the picture on the inside. And the inside change will create a different change. And it doesn't mean you're like, well, did I mean COVID to happen? Or did I mean cancer to happen or something? The answer is no. No, we are human beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we do have human experiences. And that's why the Buddha said life is full of pain. And if we do the work, we can negate or bring down or eliminate the suffering. But we still grow old and we still die. All right? Because that's the human experience. Okay, that's where faith and trust come in. We need to totally know that spirit is working for the good and will always provide us what we need when we need it. It may not always be what we think we need or when we think we need it, but it is always right. This is good stuff. If you're interested in this, tell me, because she has it on ebook. ebook. It's really good. What it really is, she's worked with Deepak Chopra often and trained with, Lisa did. So she took this book and she wrote it that it's getting there for teens, but it's really just 101 getting there. It's really writes it out in a nice, easy way. So I also want to take this example and talk about it as if we were baking a cake, because I really want us to understand what's going on with intention and detachment. So when you're baking a cake and you think, I'm going to do my grandmom's recipe, you want to think to yourself, okay, I have the intention of baking a good cake. Now, if you use the old programming of, but I can never cook as good as my grandmom and I always mess these things up, you're putting that out there. You're saying, I'm going to bake a cake with difficulty. So we got to eliminate that. However, we can put in, hey, I'm going to bake a cake with fun. I'm going to enjoy doing this in my intention that it's going to be magnificent, however it comes out. You do get the recipe, you follow the recipe. Your intention is that you will follow the recipe. But then when you put it in the oven, you don't say, now heat, you go and do something to that cake, and you eggs do that with the flour, and if you have baking soda and chocolate, you spread this way. You let that go. How the cake is formed is not your doing. Don't take credit for how the cake is formed, right? But you have to put the ingredients in, and you have to put the ingredients in the right amount, and you have to make it with your positive energy and put it into an oven that's working. And then the universe takes over in the how that combines all the ingredients and bakes this cake. We're baking the cake of life, right? We're baking the cake of life. So you have to do the work, and so I wake up in the morning with the intention of having a good day, and I go to gratitude, and I think about all the people I love, and I think about the universe, and I love my animals, and I meditate, and I do this. So my intention, I'm putting all the ingredients in for a beautiful day, and then I let it go, and I live my day, and I get excited as I see it unfolding. Right? That is your power. That is your power. So let's get excited that we have those powers. And if you would like to send me any more hearts, I always say centeredmoment@gmail.com. Send it out to me. I'd really appreciate it. If you're interested in coaching, feel free to give me a contact and we can talk about it over the phone. So you can message me or email me. I want everyone to keep thinking about hearts and ducks, and they're baking their cake, and give it to the universe and let the universe combine the pieces in the right amount of time. Back to the cake analogy, just one more thing. I can't say I want the cake to be done in 10 minutes. It's not going to be done in 10 minutes. It's going to be exactly 45 minutes. That takes a certain time. It's like a tree takes some time to blossom. A flower takes some time to bloom. You take some time to develop. So you have to give the time to God. You have to give the time to God. Give it to the universal energy. You can't force it to go on in a different way. All right, my thing got stuck. Oh, no, there it goes. That's why it was stuck. So I want you all to keep practicing. I look forward to seeing you back. Share this video. It would be really great if you could like it and share it and send it on. And if you're watching this on recording, feel free to put comments in. I see them. And remember, I want to thank New Thought Media Network, which is a nonprofit organization. So they do live on donations. So remember that when you are giving, the cycle of giving and receiving. So they're giving programming like this. And so I'm happy when they're receiving financial ways to keep it up. And remember all the other New Thought Media Network people like Reverend Melissa. She's just awesome. So look for hearts, look for ducks. Just know that I adore you. Know that you're baking your cake. So have the intention and then release it and watch the universe. And when someone does win the lottery, because one of us will and always does, someone does, hey, message me. I'd like to celebrate with you. That would be awesome. All right. Until next week, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'm coming down here and I'm going to say goodbye. Bye, guys.